Hello and welcome to Housing Development, the program that brings you the latest stories, insights and opportunities in housing across the nation. As always, I am your housing diva, Fleur Ani, and it's great to have you with me today. On today's program, we'll bring you updates on key development in housing across the country. A special focus on the living conditions in Sokala 2. What do Nigerians think about affordable housing? We'll find out on Nigerian Voices. Senator Osita Izunazo will also be joining us to discuss the 2025 budget allocation to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. And finally, we'll explore new property options in Property Hunters segment. Let's dive right in. We'll start with the latest news in housing, construction, finance, and mortgage.
The Senate Committee on Housing and Urban Development is partnering the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI, to address the housing gaps in the country. Chairman of the committee, Senator Aminu Tambuwal, said this during an interactive session of the committee with the Managing Director of MOFI, Dr. Armstrong Takang, and his team held in Abuja. In his remarks, Tambuwal said that the 1 trillion naira likely to be accessed by MOFI would be injected into the housing subsector of the economy. In his presentation, the Managing Director of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Takang, decried that Nigeria's housing gap was estimated at 20 million units. He added that MOFI was intervening at leveraging on its status, assets and position to raise financing at scale to inject into the sector, financing from both the public sector and the private sector. The Lagos State government has intensified efforts to curb the proliferation of illegal building constructions, particularly on Lagos Island. The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, led an enforcement exercise that sealed several properties being constructed without planning permits. The affected buildings, including those on Isale Gongon, Okesuna and Okepopo streets, were found to violate fiscal planning laws by being built on narrow strips of land without adequate setbacks on air spaces. Dr. Olumide emphasized that the government remains committed to enforcing compliance with fiscal planning laws to ensure safety and orderly development. He noted that despite the state amnesty program, which allowed property owners to regularize their building permits, many developers disregarded the opportunity and proceeded with illegal constructions that failed to meet structural, environmental, and safety standards. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has announced plans to finance the construction of 7,000 housing units for civil servants as part of its commitment to increasing access to affordable housing for Nigerians. The announcement was made by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Shehu Usman Osidi, during a site inspection of the 60-hectare land allocated for the project in satellite town Karachi, Abuja recently. Osidi highlighted the importance of the project under the Renewed Hope Housing Agenda, initiated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to provide affordable housing solutions across the country. During the site visit, he emphasized FMBN's dual role in providing construction financing to developers and mortgage financing to civil servants for property acquisition after project completion.
Those are the highlights making waves in housing today. Next, we turn our focus to Sokala 2, where our team uncovered the realities of life for residents in the area. Sokala 2 is a growing community, but it faces numerous challenges, from poor infrastructure to overcrowded living spaces. Now, here's what our team discovered during their visit.
Sokale, a suburb in Abuja, Nigeria, located near the popular Dutse Alhaji in the Buhari Area Council of the FCT, is facing significant infrastructure challenges. This thriving suburb is about 22 kilometers from the city center and is home to over 2,000 residents who have made this rock-tucked community their home. Residents in Sokale lack access to basic amenities and modern infrastructure, poor road conditions, and many more.
One of the major challenges I know that is facing this place is the road. Especially during rainy season, we always have difficult times, like when coming from the junction, the road will be very, very bad, like the water everywhere, gallop and erosion everywhere. So we always have challenge during the rainy season and during the dry season.
I'm a resident of this community for over 15 years now. Actually, in this community, there is no road, no access road at all. You know, this high hill, there's a big volume of water that comes down here. And then we have tried contributing money to repair this road severally. But the flood will come and just wash them off. There's no access road. That's one of the major problems. There's no police station here. And it's a very big community in Buhari Area Council. There is no, there's no good market around here. You have to go across to the main Dutse market there. This place is called Sokale in Buhari Area Council.
One candid assessment, it's clear that the Sokale community is struggling with inadequate infrastructure, which is likely affecting the quality of life for its residents.
Nothing to do with me. I love the business.
For how long do you live for this community?
I'm living this community in 2009.
Oh, that's 10 years?
Yeah. I'm doing, yeah. The business is nice. If you have money, that you can boost it up, it's nice.
Okay. What will be the major issues where they face this in our community?
It's road.
Only road?
Only road. We have water, we have lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are living where?
Okay.
We don't have teeth, we live where? You know? So, it's only the road. The road is bad. And no gutter. I want federal government minister to come and do road for us. The population is small and we want the road to be good. No gutter, no. In fact, the area is nice, but it's only the gutter and water.
It's heartening to hear that the Sokale community came together to take matters into their hands and worked on the road. Community-driven initiatives like this demonstrate the resilience and determination of the residents. However, it's disheartening to learn that their efforts were ultimately undermined by erosion. This highlights the need for more robust and sustainable infrastructure solutions that can withstand environmental challenges.
I parked in here 2006.
Since 2006 to this year,
yes.
Has there been any improvement concerning the infrastructure, basic amenities that you people need since that time to now? Has there been improvement?
That infrastructure is our boundary in this area, especially the particular of this road.
Okay.
You see the effort that we have been making, but the erosion is overpower the area. So on the long run, we just thought that maybe with the willing of God, God will send the people that can listen to our problem. So today I was even happy the way I see the improvement of the thing that is bothering us in this area.
The situation in Sokale too reminds us of the need for more inclusive housing strategies. Coming up, we hear your thoughts on one of the biggest issues in housing today, affordability. Affordable housing is a dream for many, but what does it really mean and how can we achieve it? Here's what some Nigerians had to say on Nigerian Voices.
Affordable houses are are very, very important to the society, because without housing accommodation, a lot of people will get depressed. So we really need to work on it, and not just government alone. Everybody have to be part of this very, very project, because Nigeria are increasing in population, but we are not doing something for the people that the young ones we are giving birth to. Every year we have a lot of students graduate, a lot of people seeking for job, but we don't really do something about accommodation for them. This is why we are having shortage of houses. So what I think the government can do, my opinion in this particular subject, I think if the government can meet with the housing, the builders, the real estate people, and also provide affordable lands for them where they can build cheaper housings for our young people, people who are just normal middle class, affordable houses. That's how I think we can go about it.
To me, affordable housing means a lot. Government can actually help us to build mass housing, to reduce the stress on tenants that are renting out. Because house these days, especially in Abuja here, housing is, the way the price is going up is crazy. Landlords are increasing their rent every day. I believe that if the government have their own housing, like a low-cost house, it will help to cushion the effect of rising housing costs in Nigeria. So to me, it will really help. You know, sometimes even all the money you are making in a year, you end up using it to pay rent. So everybody now is trying to build their own house, which is not supposed to be so. At least government can just regulate it or talk to the landlord. You don't have to pay yearly. To me, if I want to advise the government, I'll tell them that they should make it that it doesn't have to be yearly. Maybe they will make it in a way that you can pay for months, maybe 3 months, 2 months, even 1 month.
Affordable housing means having structures and houses that can accommodate every class, or that cut across every class of the society. Now the society is there's a dichotomy in the society where we have the first class citizens, we have the second class, and those that are, you know, peasants. I think it is the responsibility of either government or organizations to make provisions for housing projects that every citizen can afford, so that we wouldn't have, you know, street haulages and, you know, congestion because people don't have where to stay. So I think it's the responsibility of the government to make provisions for affordable houses.
If you ask me the concept of affordable housing, it's actually a complex question, not actually a monovariable question. I see like a cheap house. A cheap house can be a thatched house. A cheap house, affordable house can be a house where somebody can live in the mud house. But affordable house is actually relative terms. Relative terms, in other words, to someone's quality, desire, what do you want in a house, what defines a house for you and what you truly want. But for me, an affordable housing, number one, means a house that gives me the minimum of what a house should give. Some security, some space to sleep and to wake up, some space to parlor, kitchen and all of that, and then that the price should be within the range of what the minimum wage of the nation should be. Anyhow, the economics work it out to make sure that people have enough money to buy such accommodations, or that people should have the accommodation should be to the level that people could afford. That is defined for the other policy makers to do. But for me, it means a house that within the range of my income, of the average income, I can give people what they want in a house.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts there, Nigerian Voices. It is clear that affordability is a challenge that requires urgent attention. Despite the critical importance of shelter as a basic human need, the budget allocation to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has been a subject of concern. How can the government meet its promise to bridge the housing deficit with limited resources? Joining us immediately after the break is a distinguished guest, Senator Osita Izunasor, a respected lawmaker and a member of the Senate Committee on Housing. Senator Izunasor has been at the forefront of deliberations aimed at tackling Nigerians' housing challenges and is here to shed light on the issues, the opportunities, and the way forward.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh,
huh? What is it again?
Oga, and they drive this car, my mind no dey. My landlord is on my neck.
Your landlord again? I thought I have told you this before. Get a mortgage, register with NHF scheme, and get a home up front. What is so difficult about this?
Oga, I will do just that. See, I will shame that my landlord. Mortgage.
At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
This is a real conversation on housing development. Senator, thank you for joining us on the real conversation. Let's get straight to it. The 2025 budget allocation to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development is seen by many as insufficient to address the growing housing deficit. What's your assessment of this allocation?
Yeah, my advice to the ministry is that the ministry should also think out of the box. The ministry shouldn't depend solely on the allocation coming from the budget office. No, this is housing. They should think out of the box. And the national housing policy also have called for a review. I think it is time to review the national housing policy of 2012. One of the cardinal things I expect the ministry to do is to promote the issue of private-public partnership, that they will attract a lot of resources from the private sector, leveraging on mortgage bank, federal mortgage bank to some extent, and even National Housing Fund. National Housing Fund also has to be reviewed. So I think the ministry should think out of the box. But that is not a justification for the low capital budget of the ministry in 2025 appropriation. No, I frown at it because 2023 supplementary, they were giving 100 billion for the Renewal Hope housing development. 2024 budget, they also got another 90 billion or thereabout, making them 190 billion. So how come in 2025 you are getting 37 billion for that same project? The 37 billion is not dedicated to that project. It is dedicated to public building / Renewed Hope building projects. So which means you can call it half of the money, which is less than 20 billion. So I was asking the minister when we met in the committee, I said, does it mean that there's a change of focus from government to another thing? But even if there's going to be a change of focus, the the Renewed Hope Housing Estate should be able to go around the federation. It hasn't gone around the federation. They have done only about 13 to 14 states. Yes, or thereabout. So it has not even gone half of the 36 states of the federation. So we are going to make a case for more funding. We'll make a case for more funding, particularly for the Renewed Hope housing project, because I believe in it. I sincerely believe in it. So we're going to make case for additional funding. But one of the major issues I have observed in budgetary matters is immediately after the budget year, everybody disconnects. There's no more continuity of the budgeting process, because I will expect that after the budgeting taking place, that there should be a meeting, tripartite meeting between the ministry and their MDAs the National Assembly committees oversighting them and budget office before you talk about the envelope system. Because if there's no proper briefing, no proper synergy between the budget office and that ministry, the budget office will not know what their problems are. And you know, they will usually ask them to make a proposal. So when they make this proposal, the people who are going to justify this proposal might not be invited to come and justify the proposal. But when there's this proper meeting between the National Assembly, budget office, and the MDAs, then ahead of time, we'll be able to tell ourselves the simple truth. So if government is not going to fund it, then government will say, we're not going to be able to fund it. But not for government to close their eye and give any amount that pleases them to any ministry, to any agency, and call it an envelope system. We also have to review the envelope system. We have to review it. It's part of the problem why we're not having proper budgetary system in Nigeria.
All right, Senator Izinazo, thank you for your insight and for sharing your perspective on such an important issue. It is clear that the journey towards resolving Nigerians' housing challenges requires collaboration, strategic planning, and adequate investment. This is still housing development. Keep watching.
This is housing development, the only TV program that gives you the best information on houses.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. Now it's time for Property Hunter, where we showcase some of the best housing options for prospective buyers. Today we are featuring properties in Asokoro and Apo in Abuja. Whether you're looking for a family home or a budget-friendly apartment, we've got something for you.
This luxury royal plain estate is seated on a 4.6 hectare land located in a very strategic, secure and serene environment of Duse district along Apo Lokogona Highway. The 4-bedroom villa has a 265 square meters next floor area, 1-room BQ, 6 toilets, 2 car parking space, family lounge. All rooms are en suite with fitted kitchen cabinets and pre-automation wiring. This is still the luxury royal plain estate in Apo Duse, the Federal Capital Territory. This area where I'm standing right now is where we have the 4-bedroom terrace duplexes. It comes with a BQ, and when completed, these are going to be smart homes. Beautiful, beautiful smart homes. As you can see, we have good access road in this estate. We have the basic amenities to make your living very, very comfortable. The DME luxury royal plain estate, 4-bedroom terrace duplexes, all going for sale. So why not rush now, hurry up now while we still have these units available.
We are the developer of the Clinton Castle, located here inside the Navy Town, Asokoro. Yeah. Of course, you could see what we are doing here. We are building 5- and 4-bedroom luxury detached duplexes here inside the Navy Town. You can come with me up there so that I can show you exactly what is going on in the environment.
Let's take a tour.
Yeah, you can see this one. This one is at the plastered stage now. It's roofed. Everything is going to come up well like the 3D I sent to you.
All right.
Yes. So this is one of the major roads that leads to various houses here in the state. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, we are still cutting some levels in order to build. Building is going to come up here too, and also there. See. So we'll go up. You can see the serenity of the environment. So superb, very clean and neat.
Tell us, where is this location?
Asokoro, Asokoro, Asokoro.
And I understand it's just a few minutes drive to the presidential Aso Rock Villa.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Construction is ongoing.
Yes, construction is ongoing. Of course, from here now you can feel the texture of the quality of materials we are using. We are not compromising. Everything is of good quality. Look at the blocks. Yeah, we've done with the concrete cement mixture. Everything here is of good, great quality. Of course, the Navy have their own, technical team that do come and inspect what we are doing, because I told you from the beginning it's in conjunction with the Navy holdings, So they have their own team that normally come to visit, inspect what we are doing.
So what facilities will subscribers enjoy here when it came to your project?
Good. A good asphalted road, security, CCTV. Of course, we are looking at putting solar lights on each of the building. It's going to come up with solar lights, at least 3.5, 2.5 kVA in each of the building. Security here is top-notch. Security is part of it. We are going to have a gym center where people here will come every morning and register to be, you know, gymming and stuff like that in order to be very, very fit. Yes.
All right.
Good.
So how soon are we going to see this completed?
Before this time next year.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, before this time next year.
So we're looking at a 5-bedroom duplex?
5-bedroom duplex.
Are there different house types here?
No, 5-bedroom duplexes.
And what does it come with? All in suites?
All in suites. All the whole rooms are in suites with walk-in closets. Of course, a very good POP designs, lightnings, good furniture you can talk about in the world. It's going to come out superb. We are not compromising quality here. Everything is going to be of high standard.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Housing Development. Remember, housing is more than a place to live. It's about building communities and improving lives. Join me next week for more updates, stories, and opportunities. Also, then, stay inspired and stay informed. As always, I remain your housing diva, Fleur Annie. Goodbye.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Trending housing news.